Guys, how are we doing? I hope you're good. What's happening? So Friday lunchtime, we're going to do some training on our build up to the start of the elite movement, our 90-day elite movement. And what we're going to look at today is how do we get out of a chaos cycle that we're in. So in this training, we're going to kind of look at what a chaos cycle visually looks like. Then we're kind of look at what I would call a fundamental cycle. All right, so a fundamental cycle is something that gives us the end result by looking at it from a different angle. All right, guys, so if you come through at any point, just say hi, drop a couple of the love heart buttons, let me know that you're here in some way, shape or form, and then let me know what you think at the end. All right, so this is something that I have been working with guys for a long time now, and this is something that I have found to be happening like an awful lot in terms of the way that men go around their business, in terms of wanting to show up, in terms of trying to be the absolute best of themselves. Okay, we see this quite often, like on the Mondays. I'm going to show up on Monday. I'm going to show up at the start of the year. I'm going to do this. We do that. So, like the chaos cycle starts right here. And what we end up doing is making a decision. So that decision becomes one of, I'm going to decide to get fit. I'm going to look for a new job. I'm going to sort my marriage out. I'm going to be more focused on my children, whatever it is. So for this incident, we are going to talk about fitness, okay? We are going to talk about fitness. And we're going to talk about, hey, look, you want to get fit. So you end up going on this bender to get fit. And over 2 weeks, you decide to get your trainers on. You might start go running. You might get yourself down a gym. You might try to stop drink alcohol. You might try start thinking a little bit more about what you're eating. And then over this 2 week period, okay, we're on this kind of motivational like push. But there are barriers that are in our way that are trying to stop us. If you like, if you ever started sprinting with a resistance band, it's like always trying to pull you back. And for me, these are three of the biggest kind of restrictions or barriers or walls that kind of get in the way in those first 2 weeks. So when we're trying to build momentum. First one is obligations to your job, your career, your time, your energy. Second one is the amount of energy and time that you are using or not using or planning. And then the last one is trying to deal or manage old habits. Okay, old habits and old patterns of thinking. And these three things end up becoming the barrier to stopping us achieve over the 2 weeks. Now, what we're trying to do is get to this fit state. But these three often create so much chaos in our life that actually the optimism, the motivation, the inspiration that you had when you were here and you were ready to change basically ends up getting in the way of you progressing. All right. So we end up coming all the way down here. And what we call is the slip. And many of you know this is the rut. Or you're falling off the boat or whatever it might be. And then we start slipping. So then we start eating to cope. A lot of people start just use food as a comfort. Okay, job's awful. Relationship's not going well. I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm not getting to where I want to be. So we just start this slip because these have overwhelmed us. We start going into the booze mentality, the VR mentality. So like I often think that when we drink too much booze, it's almost that virtual reality. We put the beer goggles on and we think everything's better than it is, right? And then we just accept, there's this level of acceptance that, my God, I'm just never going to get this done. I am never going to be able to change. I am never going to get the things that I want to get done. And you go around in this circle and cycle in your head where you're overthinking all of that. And you really tried to get yourself fit, or you really tried to get yourself a new career, or you really tried to connect with your missus again. But these things are the things that are constantly consuming your brain and making you overthink. And you want more from life. But we're trying to undo this. And so this becomes our coping mechanisms. So it's like a 2 weeks. Then we take a 2 week slip. And by the time 4 weeks has gone, all of that optimism has disappeared. And this is what I see. This is like, this is the state of affairs that we see with guys coming in. When I talk to guys, this is what they're telling me. This is the procedure that they're following. This is the momentum. And then that ends up leading to almost another 2 weeks of then starting to build up low confidence, low self-esteem, unfulfilled. That purpose and drive that they had that was here has gone, and it just becomes, I'm a failure. What's the point? There is no point. And then probably another 4 weeks will pass in this mentality, and then we'll go, right, I'm going to sort myself out. We'll go Monday, right? And it just keeps going round and round and round and round. And it doesn't benefit anyone. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't benefit your family. It doesn't benefit your progression. So you've gone round in this whole cycle. And this could take anywhere between, like, this is just an example, 6 weeks. Okay? And this is where the key is, these first 2 weeks. Because everyone starts out ready to go. Man, I am ready to change. I am ready to lose fat. I am ready to get out of my job. I am ready to be a better dad. I'm ready to be the man I need to be for my wife. But again, all these old barriers getting in the way. So I wanted to show you a fundamental cycle. Now, this is the fundamentals that we work with in the first 28 days of any of our programs. Okay, and the emphasis isn't on you being fitter. The emphasis isn't on you straightening up your marriage. It isn't on you building a better career. It's on building you. Because the problem where this lies is that you see a milestone, but you are not conditioned to achieve that milestone. Now, by changing the way that you look at solving the problem, by changing the way that you look at this, the byproduct is you are going to be fitter. You are going to have a better marriage. You are going to do something about your career. You're going to be more decisive. You're going to be more efficient, more clinical, more meticulous with your action, with your time, with your energy, just by doing it a different way. So what we do in our first week is that we work on the morning routine, because I want you to have this elite operator mentality to everything, just to life, to being in more control of your time, your energy, balance, productivity, to being more consistent, to having more clarity about the direction that you're going. So in that first week, that's what we build. And automatically behind the scenes, without probably you realizing, you're starting to feel like you're in control and that you are making better decisions without even realizing it. Then the second week, we'll work on vision. So one of the biggest things that we miss here is the emotional connection to showing up, because motivation isn't strong enough. It's just not strong enough. So we need something a little bit more, we need something spicy. We need something that we can connect with. What's our vision? Why are we showing up? Why are we here? Why do you want to be better? Okay. Then week 3, we work on managing time and planning, systems and structure. Systems and structure create the fundamentals for you to make sure you're budgeting time for health, budgeting time for family, budgeting time for your career and personal development. And then we work on review and reflection in week 4. And this builds that self-awareness. Now, through all of this, you're naturally going to improve the way that you show up, the way that you think, the things that you do. And I reckon that if I asked you to do 12 20-minute sessions of fitness, and each week you did 3 20-minute sessions, that's 1 hour a week out of a 168-hour week, you would have far more success in being consistent, because you're building and controlling all of the externals around you, rather than just turning around and going, do you know what, I'm just going to lose some weight, I'm just going to get fit. The problem we don't do this is because we don't have systems, we don't have structure. There isn't an internal structure system inside of our head, because we're not working on you. We're not controlling everything that is causing chaos and distracting you. All of these walls. Looking at it from a different angle, we build you, everything else gets achieved. All right, makes sense? So this is what we're looking to work with guys that are ready to get away from this model and turn into this model to achieve what it is that you want to achieve with purposeful direction and an elite operator mentality. And if you think that's you and you think you're ready to jump on board with this, with accountability, with all the other guys that have been through this, then you can apply by clicking the link that's up above. Read through it, read what we do, read how we help men, and feel free to come see us on the other side and be part of that community and start working on this and get away from this. Thanks for watching.